Do you love the Tabernacle Choir? This year, the choir's music is everywhere you are. Listen to your favorite choir songs and music and the spoken word anytime you want on Alexa by simply enabling the skill.
Alexa, play music in the spoken word.
Now playing music in the spoken word.
You can also download the Tabernacle Choir app, subscribe to the choir on YouTube, listen on Spotify, and have access to all their wonderful music. Happy listening.
It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NBA.
You know, to be transparent about it, we've had discussions, over a week ago for, maybe a week before that about it. But right now, I think we're like everybody else. We're just waiting to see what he does, and then, we'll see what happens. But I really can't answer that right now.
That is Pat Riley. The Miami Heat have talked to LeBron James, but they're waiting like everybody else.
I really don't care what the answer is now.
It's taken too long. The drama's been drained out of it. He just said he won't hold you guys up too much longer. That's a LeBron quote, so
Hasn't
anytime.
hold me up 1 second.
NBA announced they will not punish Miami Heat big man Bam Adebayo for his altercation with Tyler Hero in Vegas a week ago, as all parties have decided everyone would prefer to move on from this unfortunate circumstance and no further action will be taken by the league. Find that a little surprising. Guys throwing punches, nothing happens, but there you go. Jazz playing that last Summer League game tonight. Portland, 8:30 Prime Video if you want to watch. And then they will shut it down. You going?
That's what I care about.
Nice.
Front row. I did the front row. You can watch that tomorrow at 6 o'clock. It's all about the front row. Channel 5, front row.
You're back on TV, baby.
Just vacation fill-in. Don't act like it's permanent gig, because it's not. Just vacation. Don't get the people all excited.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
We got people coming out with lists, position rankings. Former BYU linebacker Fred Warner, rated by some people now as the NBA's best off-ball linebacker.
Yeah, he's great. Power forward, huh? The NBA?
Power forward?
You just said he was rated the NBA's best
NFL's best off-ball linebacker.
Now, to be clear, these come from executives, scouts, and coaches. These are those rankings.
Puka Nacua ranked as the fourth best wide receiver.
Oh, that's a joke. Who's better?
Who would you rather have in the clutch?
So we should do the top 200 players in the NFL. Let's start it next summer.
Perfect. Would that fill up the summer? How many weeks of that? How many you got? You have one every hour? How are you going to make that work?
I'm not. You are.
Oh, I am I? Well, that'll give me something to look forward to. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
Texas Tech is going to rebrand their stadium Galaxy Stadium. 15-year, $75 million naming rights deal with the AI company Galaxy. The deal will also include NIL opportunities for Texas Tech athletes. Of course it will. Galaxy Stadium. Has that got a ring to it?
Are they going to be the biggest underachiever relative to the money that they have?
You going to go wins per dollar or playoff wins per dollar?
It's all about postseason for them. Yeah. Big 12, they don't even want to be in it.
It's just the preseason.
Sources tell me that the Big 12 is, looking to make sure that they go to the Big 10. Somebody, I don't know, sources, somebody says something. God, it's got to be out there somewhere.
Is that on the air, Yak? Come on, Yak.
Oh, wait, Yak said something? I didn't even hear it.
Oh, that's because you get. Go ahead, say it again, Yak.
You can say it. Okay, I heard it there that time. It was so low, I barely heard it. I'm getting old. Speak up.
Clemson coach Dabo Swinney reiterated his belief in need for legislation to deter rampant tampering. There has to be some type of order put in place. There need to be consequences. You just say, to heck with it, don't worry about it. Let's just call it what it is, the Wild Wild West. Yeah, Dabo, it's the Wild Wild West.
As long as there's...
As long as you can tamper too? It's fair?
No, as
All's fair in
long
love and
as
war?
the...
Coaches can be tampered with?
They're under contract.
Mm-hmm.
You can't talk with them until they're out of contract. So, I mean, I don't want to hear it. Coaches say, I have had no contact with them on Friday, and they accept the job on Sunday. Or they, in the case of Lincoln Riley, accepts the job one day after the season. Well, obviously there had been conversations while he was trying to prepare his team for whoever was next on the schedule, if not whoever was next on the schedule multiple weeks. So I don't want to hear it.
Well, we're going to hear it. Dabo's complaining.
No, I'm not. You can hear it, but I'm not.
You're not hearing it? It'll be
No.
like Yak. You just couldn't hear it. The SEC is reportedly readying a Plan B should the Protect College Sports Act fail in Congress, where the league would opt for self-governance, in which the league would force its own rules and could opt for the members of the league to compete only against fellow league schools. Is the SEC really going to do that? Only compete against fellow league schools. You pull back on football, then they stop scheduling and everything else. Total chaos.
No, that'd be quite the basketball schedule, though.
Right?
Play each other 3 times.
Mm-hmm. DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
3-1 is launched to left. Marsh going back. It's over his head. He turns and it's gone. It's snuck over the railing and left into the flower bed. Francisco Alvarez with his second home run of the game.
Highlights from the game in Major League Baseball. 4-1 the final as the Mets take down the Phillies. Now we get back to it, PK.
Yeah, I was watching that game. Man, it was all smoky. Freaking fires from Canada. Another reason I hate Canada.
Because they have rampant fires. Did you hate California when we were breathing the smoke from their fires?
I don't hate Americans.
Oh, okay.
Last year I was in Canada at the Toronto Blue Jays game, and they were giving away a game jersey for some players. So people were lining up at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon for a 7 o'clock start, right? And so it's really crowded around the stadium like 2 hours before. And this group of old ladies comes up to me, and they're not comes up to me, but they're walking, and they got Giants gear because they're playing the Giants. And I said, all right, ladies, make sure you don't cause a fight in that stadium now with that Giants gear. And they were like at least 60s, if not 70s. And she said, the one lady stops, I got a question for you. What's wrong with you Canadians? Why do you walk on the opposite side? You should be over. And we keep running into people. I said, lady, I hate the Canadians too. They don't know where to walk. I ain't Canadian.
What reaction did you get with that?
She just kind of laughed. She thought I was Canadian. Do I look Canadian?
I don't like Canadian.
Apparently that they don't walk over on the right, and it was too confusing for those San Francisco Giants fans.
Dodgers and Yankees today. They start a series as baseball gets back at it. We get the Glamour clubs going head-to-head in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, Trudy's going to be there.
Trudy.
Mm-hmm. Lady who cuts my hair.
Oh, okay.
She's going to be at the stadium tonight. And then tomorrow she's going to the Toronto game.
White Sox and Blue Jays, Apple TV tonight, but you won't see Trudy in the crowd cutaway. She's not there till tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
Underrated game, not the Glamour franchise and brands and all that, but two teams playing really well. The Marlins and the Brewers going at it in Milwaukee this weekend. So look forward to that.
What are you talking about the Brewers? How are they not a marquee franchise? Ask anybody in Milwaukee.
I think you gotta have a little bigger brand than that, PK, to be a marquee franchise.
Says you snob Californian.
Yes,
so typical of you people.
That's what I am.
They have the sausage race. Come on.
Right.
Oh, that's a classic.
I've been to that stadium.
Me too.
I spoke to
They have
Robin
the
Yell.
slide.
Slide's cool. We sat underneath it. We were out there.
My
Left field.
mother used to know some of the Brewers
Why is that?
because she had a job. This is going back before they started with these complexes in spring training, And the Brewers trained in Sun City. And you want to get a hot dog, it'd take you 4 innings because the older people move slow. Because mostly that's who worked there, right? No joke, I'm dead serious. And so my mother had a job as a cook at one of the restaurants in Sun City. And as you know, spring training is all about the morning. Everybody gets in 6, 7 o'clock at the latest. And then by 2, 3 o'clock, they're out hitting the ball. So Harvey Keene was the manager, I think, and several of the players around that era, they would come in. And they came in regularly. And so she got to know several of them of that era.
The Arizona Regulars.
Yeah.
All right.
And spring training, yeah. And the Brewers, I'm not sure where they train right now, but it's an old stadium now. Who knows what it's used for? Now they got the complexes and all, and the multiple teams share it, and they got.
They built one out in Chandler, I think, at one point, but that's long enough ago that I'm not even sure they'd be there anymore.
Brewers, I don't know. I'd have to double check.
I thought they were in Chandler like 35 years ago.
And then they, they got 10 fields in the back there, and where they do their thing. So yeah, that's mostly what it is now. I assume they still train in Arizona. I'd have to look that up.
The Reds locked up their all-star pitcher Chase Burns, 7 years, $105 million. He is 11-1 this season. Been a revelation. They're giving him the big, big money.
There was some that thinks he should have not signed that, though, and actually could have gotten bigger money.
You pays your money and you takes your choice, as my grandfather used to say. He'll take the $100 million, try to squeak by on that.
Well, it's like only $4,200 after taxes and whatnot. Seems to be the going story among NBA players.
That
and their
does.
Friggin' alimony that they have to pay and all that stuff. You can't go 10 minutes without reading one.
2027 Major League Baseball schedule. They've set opening day for March 24th. You know, if there's not a lockout or a strike.
I'm going to be there. I don't know where, but I'm going to be there.
Yeah, they did not announce it's
I'm going to be there.
Teams are to be determined, but they've decided that's the opener on Netflix.
Well, that's why they have no international games this coming March, because they know they're not going to have it.
Bees resume their season tonight. They're in Reno. They're at home playing the Reno Aces at the ballpark at America First Square. First pitch at 6:35. Coverage on the Zone at 6:20. DJ and PK. Seems hard to believe there was a time when the story was Messi's great in club games, but man, he plays for his country. He just can't score a goal. What's wrong? Well, at the age of 35, he won a World Cup, and now at the age of 39, he's back in the final. Argentina and Spain. You would assume this is his last World Cup game. Is he actually going to win back-to-back World Cup titles? 1 o'clock Sunday on Fox. You got Spain out there unbeaten in their last 37. A mammoth test for Argentina.
A thing on ESPN, why Messi is the best player at the World Cup and the best male athlete of all time.
Bum, bum, bum.
Better than Bo Jackson.
Look
better
out.
than Deion Sanders. Riley Jensen sent me a thing over the weekend that says that there's at least 10,000 Americans who are better than Messi, and he wanted my opinion. So I texted him back, 10,000 seems low.
You get
I got a LOL.
Yeah, I thought so. I can hear Riley's laugh when he hears that. Riley loves sarcasm, and he loves your sarcasm most of all.
Did you reply with Ethan, Tanner, and Sterling?
I just said 10,000 seems low. That was it. I figured that's what he was looking for, so you got to deliver what he's looking for. The crowd comes to you.
Give the people what they want.
The crowd called out for more, and the room was humming harder.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag NHL.
Oh, the NHL schedule's out. The season opens September 29th. The Mammoth get going October 1st at home against the Blackhawks, and their New Year's Eve game at Rice-Eccles Stadium will feature the Colorado Avalanche, who had the best regular season record in the West and went out in the conference final. Mammoth are going to play 13 of their first 19 games on the road. Some of the highlights as the 84-game schedule is announced.
I like the road matchups right off the bat.
Because?
You often hear these guys say, hey, out on the road, you bond, you're together more than you are at home. Everybody scatters and all that stuff. And so you're going to have to play the requisite 42 home games.
42, right? Yeah.
So Why not, when you're fresh and things are new and you're buzzed for the excitement of the season, yada, yada, all that stuff, why not get that out of the way first? And then it's like if you have a task, you have a couple of tasks, and you're faced with them, you know you have to do them. They cannot be avoided.
So just get them early, don't dread them, get them out of the way.
Exactly.
They played Chicago in the home opener. Pack your bags, boys. We're hitting the road for 5 in a row.
Right.
Yeah. And then early November, they'll be out across Halloween because actually I guess it starts October 29. It looks like they got 6 in a row there. So that's the meat of all those road games.
That's a huge chunk. And when I have a drive, if I'm I've driven cross country 3 or 4 times, or I had to go to the Bay Area for family reasons multiple times, and it's a 13-hour drive. Don't start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
No. Get the early start.
Get as early as you can, and you're barely awake, and you've just knocked off 3 hours.
When the kids were grown and gone, and my wife and I were on a trip down to San Diego, and for whatever reason, we woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what happened. I don't know what noise.
I know you two. I know why.
It wasn't that.
Wasn't what?
You know as well as I do. Yock knows too. Yock's in there loud as hell.
Just early birds.
DJ.
So we decided, let's get on the road early. And we were.
Is that what you call it?
We were in, yeah, right. And we were in Barstow. Hello.
Barstow, huh?
The sun came, the sun rose in Barstow. Made good time. There was nobody out on the road. Had the whole freeway to yourself.
You're lending yourself to all kinds of jokes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, just serve them up one after another. It's at the point you realize you didn't even have to make them. People are just making them themselves right now. It's perfect radio. I didn't say anything. Don't even have to have a meeting.
Well, that's your goal. Have me say it. Get the buzz from
the
audience, and then you remain unscathed.
And let's face it, we had to have meetings earlier when there were managers who wanted to have meetings. They were looking for an excuse to have a meeting and yell at us.
She may have listened.
That's a different time. In a different time, in a different place. All right, that's what's trending. Brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Coming up, Bob Casper at 8 o'clock. Get an update on the Open Championship. How's McIlroy doing lining up that putt over there? He's going to make that thing?
He's out of it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Unless he goes way low today and tomorrow.
Herbert was 1 stroke off an all-time low, 62.
Lucas Herbert, an Australian.
Putting it together.
He's rocking right now.
Stretching it out.
Then you got the American, Suber. Guys that have been around, but you really got to dig deep in terms of if you even have heard of them.
Herbert's 8 under, Suber 6 under, Daniel Brown, Sung J M 5 under. They haven't started their rounds yet. So, got guys with a lot of ground to make up. There are, I think, 11 golfers within 1 shot of the lead after the first round, but Lucas Herbert's second round has put him in charge, and now we'll see who can go low and go get him. We'll talk with Bob Casper about that coming up at 8 o'clock. David Locke at 8:30 and RSL head coach Pablo Mastroeni at 9 o'clock. We got a Minky Couture blanket giveaway with the Lush Flag blanket celebrating America's 250th birthday. We'll give that away in the 8 o'clock hour. The question of the day is next. Stay with us.
3, 2, 1. This is Scotty G and Coach Tim LeCoq.
Shehan Jayaraj, CBS Sports, joining us.
All the guys that came through, I mean, we were crazy impressed with the players. Anything you gleaned that maybe surprised you or took note of from those days?
I mean, there was a level of confidence from everybody, honestly, that felt a little different. And maybe it's just, sort of naivete with the way that rosters are these days and feeling like, man, we got to fill in some holes and all this sort of stuff. But, when I talked to some of the middle class and even lower middle class teams, there were some coaches that honestly spoke a lot more confidently about their rosters. I think that the depth of the conference is going to be really interesting this year. And obviously we've had it in the conversation of Texas Tech schedule, of BYU schedule, things like that. But kind of think that the middle to lower middle class of the Big 12 might be a little better than we expected.
Catch Scotty G and Coach weekdays from 10 to 2, presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
The Sherwin-Williams Summer Sale is here. Get 30% off select paints and stains or 35% off our newest product, Emerald Symmetry, July 17th through the 27th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
The Kansas Hill Sports Zone of Beehive Meals are honoring people that impact youth sports in our communities. Nominate the youth sports volunteer you know for the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week at kslsports.com/contest and listen every Thursday afternoon to Jake and Ben for the winner. It's the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week. Question of the morning. Cheating the paying customer. AJ Dybantsa with quite the quote during the Summer League. Is he going to be a better defensive player? Quote, I was just being super lazy in college. I can admit that. Great. Awesome. Fantastic.
But, we don't want these athletes to just give us cliche, trite stuff.
I don't want to be lied to.
He says something honestly, and you rip him.
Yeah. You couldn't play out on defense, huh?
Man.
Being lazy.
You just hate BYU.
Didn't really care about winning.
Hey, in a Big 12 football, these teams only have one big game of each, according to you. If you have a rivalry game, which
that is the perception from the selection
now he's going to put
committee.
it. He's going to put it on somebody else.
I did from
Is
the
that not
get-go.
classic?
Pass the buck. Pass it over here. Nope. Pass it.
You know better, Yak. You're lying to the public now.
What?
You know we were talking about teams getting playoff bids.
Oh, come on.
Don't have a strong opinion. No, they're going to respect you even more. You don't do the TV full time anymore. You'll be okay. If you think the Big 12 is weak, say it. It's all right. No one's going to cast you aside.
You already know, for reasons that will be made clear later to the public, that I think there are 3 enormous games in a row for Utah that are going to be hard to handle in November.
You said that. There's only one, maybe 2. If you have a rivalry, but not everybody in the league has a rivalry. Obviously, we do here. They do in Arizona. And they do to an extent in some of the Texases. But it doesn't compare as the 2 that we have in this state and our state to
Arizona,
the south.
Right.
They are rivals in a sense.
Period.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I think that the 2 teams here can build secondary rivalries with the Arizona schools. That's doable. But it's not on the same level. So it doesn't really matter, and I know this is a cliche, but it's true. It doesn't matter what the records are when the 2 teams here play, when the 2 teams down there play. Heaven knows the records down there a lot of times suck, but it's still huge. It still matters to where you're celebrating wildly if you just got your 4th win, and that's not good because it's the last game. But they still go crazy.
Right.
So those are always big games, but I think this is a good football conference. And AJ says this, and it's not appealing to what you want to hear, but I got to give the kid credit for being honest.
And Dan, yes. And Dan says, Jimmer did the same thing. These guys were there for offense. There's nothing to see here.
Go Cougars.
Right. Tony, the guy had 90% of the offensive load on his shoulders. The other players needed to take up on the defensive side.
So he should have said the Barkley thing. You got to pay me another $1 million more to play defense.
That was it.
You want me to play defense?
You know how old the quote was by the numbers Charles used. I get $1 million to score, $1 million to rebound. He was making $2 million a year. I need another $1 million if I'm going to play defense. How quaint is that now? $2 million. He was making $2 million as a big star.
That's called backup left guard.
Yeah. Welcome to the 90s.
So I give him credit for saying that. And there is something to be said for that. He literally was required to play 40 minutes a game most of the time, the entire game. The difference between him and Jimmer is Jimmer wasn't going to be a defensive stopper. He wasn't going to be a guy off the glass. It's just not
AJ's
who he was. AJ
taller, bigger, longer, more athletic, checking every box.
Whatever you need, he's got in terms of athleticism out on the basketball floor. We all agree to that, right? And those strides, I'll forever have that in my mind. Not any of his jump shots, and I know he got hot against the Utes down at the Marriott Center and was hitting everything. It's those strides that he takes, and it looks like the angle or the alley or the pathway is closed, and he contorts his body and takes these 5-foot strides and is on top of the rim. He did it in Summer League. He only played 2 games, but I think it was the first game. It was against the Jazz where it looked like it was cut off, and he goes up, he kind of bobbles the ball a little bit, gathers it, and then dunks it.
Slithers through the slightest bit of daylight.
And then he flexed afterward, and it was an awesome move. And there's very few people on the planet who can make that move. Of course, Lionel Messi being one of them, because Lionel Messi is the greatest athlete ever.
Brian, lazy attitude. That's the Cougars team leader there. Laughing, crying emoji.
Go Utes.
Yeah, I bet. I haven't clicked on it yet, but hold on. Here I go just to see.
Outside chance of go Aggies, though.
Actually, the first is a Laker.
Oh, yeah, of course.
First thing up is the Lakers.
Lakers. Pompous.
And so it's the fourth thing up. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they're so entitled, them people.
Hector, I feel like this is every young player in college. Everyone wants to be on offense and score. And you can say that about guys in the NBA, too. Yes. That's been around forever.
I do think we make an overemphasis on lack of defense. And it's not us. When I say us, I'm not talking media or fans. It's universal. They look at offense. What can you do? What are you offensively? In order to be a great player, you have to be prolific offensively. There's like maybe 2. 1, Bill Russell. That's it. There's nobody else. And Rodman, to a degree, but Rodman was a freak, so he drew attention to himself and his antics, and he had the blessed opportunity to play for the Bulls.
Yay! Didn't need any offense out of him. Got Jordan and Pippen and Tony Kukoc.
But we look at Rodman as this great defensive player, and he won 3 titles, right, with the Bulls. Well, so did Horace Grant. But no, Horace Grant doesn't get any run.
True story. Didn't put on the show.
Right. He wasn't running around doing nonsense.
I got to go to Vegas. I got to clear my head.
And cheap shotting guys and kicking cameramen in the groin. And, it's an endless list. And that's taking nothing away from Rodman. Rodman came off as this circus-like freak show, and then I watched a little documentary on him, and he spent intense time studying every guy and where they shot the ball. So he knew the percentages of where the rebounds were going to go if there was a miss based on who was shooting, where they were shooting from. So, he did take the time and put in the work to be that type of player.
And he did somehow, despite all the bizarreness, end up with Jordan's trust and respect. And those are 2 things
they know they needed him.
Jordan gave begrudgingly. So, but you had to perform also. You had to be needed, and he was, and then B, you had to fill the role.
And then at that point, Jordan had the wisdom, too. It wasn't in his early 20s.
Yeah, let Dennis be Dennis, which you're right. 23, 24-year-old player, not likely to get that, but you get in your 30s, and you're like, okay, I see what we need. As long as he doesn't cross that line that I'm drawing way over there to give him tons of space, it'll be okay.
So with that in mind, he did that.
Dikembe Mutombo, that's another guy known for defense and not for offense.
Sure, but I don't think anybody knows. Everybody thinks he's an all-time player.
No, he's not an all-time player.
He's a finger wagger.
Yeah.
That's why he got his recognition. But yeah, obviously Gobert now in today's game.
And
there's plenty of guys, but they're not viewed as all-time guys.
No, they're not. They're viewed as role guys. Ben Wallace was a role guy. He was a defensive guy. I mean, you're going all the way back. I think Hakeem, David Robinson, they were defensive players of the year, and they scored a lot of points and won a lot of games. And obviously Bill Russell, that was a great shout. But it's a handful of guys.
Yeah.
A small handful.
So the entire system demands that you focus heavily on the offensive end. And that's what's going to bring you the money. That's good. And once you have the money, if you're a decent enough person, which he appears to be certainly, you're going to get acclaim. And you're going to get commercials. You're going to get all the things that you want. And this kid's already been doing commercials. He did one in Shaq. They played it at the Marriott Center 100 times during the games. So I can't really blame him on that. And that's up to, remember one time we had on Pace, and he was talking about Gordon Hayward when Gordon Hayward was starting to ascend. And we were talking to him about Hayward's development. And he said, I remember him saying specifically, there's a spot on the floor, it was like the right elbow somewhere over there. And he says, if you're open, you have to take that shot every single time. Because that's what you can do in this league. And so when you are doing something that you're very capable of doing, you have to do it and do it. And then he said, if the coach doesn't like that shot, then he can take you out. So the point I'm making is AJ Dybantsa played the way he played. Well, if the coach didn't like it, Kevin Young could have taken him out. But he hardly ever did.
Well, there goes 80% of the offense. He can't take him out.
Yeah. And maybe Kevin said, hey, coast a little bit on that side because I really need you. And when we got all these guys down, you got to play the full 40 minutes. And you are going to be the focus of the defensive assignments of everybody. Not just the guy who's guarding you or the one who may double team, but literally all 5 dudes are going to be aware of what you're doing at all times. That's got to zap some energy out of you.
Greg says, nah. He's young, and young kids say stuff. Nothing to see here. And I actually think there's something to that. I know it's a bit of an excuse, it is, but we always said, because we've seen that Dybantsa always seemed to say the right thing in the right moment. And it was amazing how good he was. Right. Even before he was playing there, and then he was playing. So here's one quote. I think if you go back and if he just redid the word super lazy, he can make the point without saying the...
He knew exactly what he was saying. He's only young chronologically. Interview-wise, he's a grizzled veteran. He has been interviewed on national levels that you would have to be the elite player who's 30 years old to get to that point.
In studio, sitting across from Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, right. Everybody else does it at their gym. No, he literally goes on national television and does it. And so, and the way he handled it, well, what about Duke? Why can't I do that at BYU? Blah, blah, blah. Everything that Smitty had for him, he just threw right back.
He volleyed back. He came to the net and returned it.
Right.
Yes.
So I don't buy that he's young interview-wise. He's certainly young man.
But he's not perfect.
No one is.
Right.
You need to say that.
So the super lazy.
No.
Not the perfect response.
But it was his response. There is no such thing as a perfect response. Only Jesus and John Stockton did them. That's it. And then John, depending on what your political allies are, and
but you were just sticking to basketball.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he may have, if some opinion got off the track a little bit here lately, but more power to him. It was fun to see him open up. Even if that's the thing, I don't care whether I agree with you or not. I support your right to say what you want to say. And
don't ignore me. Say something.
Whether I agree with Stockton, I got a kick out of him all of a sudden appearing everywhere.
Better than him ducking out the back door and saying nothing and ignoring Jazz fans for years. Yeah. Right. He's on another podcast.
Who cares what
I remember you coming in the morning. He's on another podcast.
Yeah. I found that fascinating. That he thought this was a subject that I need to talk about and talk about often. Anybody want to talk to me?
Wait, who are you and what have you done with John Stockton?
I saw him at Smith's the other day pulling out, had a sign, available for interviews. So I think AJ knew what he was saying because he's experienced at this. And the message that he's giving is not so much the past, it's the future. So by saying I was super lazy, what he's telling Washington people, I'm going to be a defensive stalwart. That's the message that he's given. You just watch. Don't judge me by what happened there. I'll admit it. And he didn't go into it. Maybe he did, but it's just a snapshot. Maybe he said, "Hey, man, I had to play 40 minutes a game, blah blah blah," and
he couldn't get into foul trouble.
Right,
he literally could not.
We had no chance to win unless I was available the entire. Maybe he expounded on all that. So this is just a headline that we capture. But I think that's a great thing that he said, in the sense that he's putting himself on notice that I will provide the type of defensive effort that is something that you, the management, the coaches, the fans want. I think that's the message that he's sending. Not that, I was a dog, I didn't give a crap at BYU, I was just going through the motions. That's not the message. The message is actually exactly the opposite.
Well, hence don't use the word lazy.
No, that's why you use it, to make the point.
There were reasons.
Make the point. Yes. No, I appreciate him saying it. And if I'm a Washington, anything associated even casually, I'm glad he said it, because now he's putting himself on notice. And you can't do that. It's like Darren Peterson coming out and saying, "Oh, I want to play all 82. Okay, what you're saying is, hey, I'm going to go Bruno Mars. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. That's what I'm doing.
You know how I always say I could see that coming? I couldn't see that coming.
Neither did I.
That was Bruno Mars out of deep left field.
Yeah. So that's what he's saying. And now with Peterson knows if it's game 16 and all of a sudden the team comes running out and he's sitting there on the bench and he's not in his uniform, he knows the whispers, right? And if it's 2 or 3 games, in the first 25 games, if he sits out multiple games, it's going to be, He knows it. So he goes out and says that. It's the same thing with Dybantsa here. And Peterson's case is more serious, obviously, but he's saying that I will be a defender. Just watch. Wait, you'll see. Don't judge me by that over there. That's a funny thing. This whole system's out of whack. And they've got to recruit these 4- and 5-star kids, blah, 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 blah. And they're just there for a cup of coffee, and they're gone. And those teams rarely win anything, or rarely win at all. Maybe they do win stuff, but they rarely win at all. And then they're gone. And it's just like a footnote.
Cooper Flagg, good player, great player, 1 year, Duke.
They got to the Final Four.
Got to the Final Four. And then the very next year, they're loaded with multiple picks, as they were with Cooper, and they're loaded with multiple picks again, and they're out in the Elite Eight in a dramatic game. Yeah, but it's a constant reset at Duke, just constant.
It's crazy in that way, then that's the system. And Cooper Flagg, nobody cares what he did at Duke. And especially even Duke fans, because they got 100 of them come rolling through all the time. It's like Roger Reed said years ago about Chris Burgess. They got 5, 6, 7 Chris Burgesses. He comes here, I stay awake at night thinking of drawing up plays for him. But you go over there, and you're just another guy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an assembly line of dudes who do that. At BYU, we make a big deal because there isn't an assembly line. We'll see if Kevin Young makes it an assembly line. But are they going to be able to win with that type of player? The overwhelming evidence suggests no. But that's the system. If AJ Dybantsa wants to come, you're going to say, no, we're not really interested, son, because you're only going to be here 1 year?
Can you be Michigan and get 3 or 4 really good players? Now, Duke got 3 or 4 really good players. Didn't pay off for the title for them, but also BYU would be thrilled with a Final Four and Elite Eight in back-to-back years.
They would be ecstatic, absolutely, and they should be.
And BYU would take 3 or 4 of those players, no problem.
I mean, of course they would, but I think that's probably what you need. I mean, Arizona, they lost guys this year, and they got to the Final Four, and really good team, and then they go out. So it's more likely going to end in disappointment, but you have to do it. If they want to come, you can tell them no.
Coaches don't seem to turn away talent. Not
the way they work. In a sense, Dybantsa was protecting himself in the manner that Peterson was protecting himself.
Addressing the past issue and predicting the future.
Yeah, you don't want to.
This is my future.
Get injured, suffer a serious injury. The fact is, you can argue that Saunders' injury cost him millions.
Saunders' injury cost $2 million.
Himself.
Oh, okay, yes.
Because he went, second or third in the first round?
He was the second pick of the
And if he moves up, they're all slotted.
It seems to me, if he was healthy,
10, 12,
probably would have been
15.
up a few more spots.
10, 12, 15 spots is a lot of money.
Yeah.
And years and blah, blah, blah. And now he's got to find a way to earn it and scratch that back.
Right. So
first round deals are guaranteed, second rounds are not.
And these guys at the other end, it's like I said with Aaron Judge. Aaron, do not leave your feet until October. He left his feet, and now he's out. For what? Trying to catch a fly ball.
For 1 out.
Take that on the bounce. In fact, tell the center fielder, hey, you got it. I'm going to stand here.
Let that thing roll to the wall, and when it stops rolling, pick it up and chuck it back into the cutoff guy.
Right.
There you go. Yeah, we gave up a couple extra bases.
So what?
Versus you gave up a couple of weeks. Maybe you gave up a couple of months.
He's
What's
going to give up
a
majority of the season. Yeah. So it's a funky thing about these guys trying to give their all, but yet they got to protect the investment. And in a sense, now in the basketball, it's an individual. But for Aaron Judge, it's the whole organization that relies on this man. And he dove for a ball. Don't ever do that again.
DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Coming up top of the hour, we'll talk with Bob Casper, Real Golf Radio. Stay with us. So the Open Championship continues. We'll get you an update. Stay with us. Don't miss your chance to win big every week on the KSL Sports Zone. This week, you can win tickets to see Post Malone with special guest Jelly Roll and Carter Faith on July 28th. Listen to the KSL Sports Zone all day Wednesday for your chance to win.
Turn me on. My gosh. He's been trying to sabotage me. Remember that one time I tried to sabotage that other guy? He's trying to sabotage me. Got my microphone off.
Payback. What go around, come around, as the legendary philosopher once said.
Yeah, I tell you. July 28th used to seem so far away. Now it's right around the corner. Whatever you got to do, man, enjoy it now. There ain't no guarantees, brothers and sisters.
You got the question up. Spain versus Argentina, World Cup final Sunday afternoon. Are you watching?
Oh, yeah. I'm going down to the stadium and watching it in the big screen.
Everything from hard pass. Thank you, Eldon.
Well, no, that just means you're going to have a nifty Lionel Messi pass. It's going to be a hard pass.
To the Richard Post, the culmination of maybe the best overall World Cup ever. So, of course, vamos Argentina.
Why?
Crazy that the two people in these photos will be playing against each other in the World Cup. It's Lamine Yamal as a baby being held by Messi.
Oh, I've only heard that story 5,000 times.
Yeah, I know.
I'm over it already.
And I heard someone tell it yesterday, and it was like they were pretty sure they were the first person to discover this and tell everyone that. It was like,
soccer people like to say, man, I'm cool because I like soccer. And Iasola, who's on the NBA channel, he likes to tell you about the European League. All he's saying is, I really know stuff that you don't. And there he is telling the story this morning. Click. I've already heard it.
Next.
I want NBA talk. I desperately want to know what LeBron's going to do.
Well, that's not true either.
And so I turn on the NBA, and he's telling that story. Well, that's just, the odds are 1 trillion to 1. I got it.
Greg, I hate the summer doldrums in sports. There's literally nothing worth watching right now. Does that answer the question?
The World Cup final is not worth watching?
You got the World Cup final, you got the Open Championship, you got Major League Baseball, you got Summer League, you got the WNBA. There's nothing worth watching. It just misses it all.
You really are all things to all
NASCAR.
people. Throw in tennis and you got it covered.
Well, tennis is a little low now after
How
Wimbledon,
about polo?
I don't know the rules of polo. I'd like to know the rules of polo.
I bet you would, because you love the people who play polo.
There's a big polo field right up the
freeway. Does it ever end? I got a big polo field right up something else, too. You keep talking about it.
Big polo field right off the 101 before you get to Santa Barbara.
You know what polo screams?
Money.
Paycheck is why I live in Utah.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah.
But in case there's any listeners who like polo, I love you too.
I don't know anything about what you do, though.
Jeez.
Russell says, why on earth would I watch that?
Because it's awesome.
Why on earth would you watch it? I would be more inclined to watch it if it were Americans. I don't know what to tell you. I am not into...
Spain,
now, this is different.
Spain and Argentina?
I was going to say the European leagues, but this isn't the European League.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in my home state, in our country, so I don't know how you can ignore it. You don't have to sit there and watch the whole thing, but I don't know how you can ignore it. If it was on the other side of the world, like every time when they have the Olympics way over there, it's harder to be into it for me. As opposed to Atlanta, L.A., New York, wherever it might be.
It's not just you. Yeah. You put it over there, the time zones, the time gets weird. You've heard the results before the games happen, or whatever the big event is happening at some weird hour. And they try to make it work. When the
they do the best
when
they
the
can.
Olympics were in Japan, they had set up hockey, so there were live hockey games after the local news at night if you wanted to stay up. But you got to get them to go to work in the morning. That doesn't work. I mean, they tried to, here's appointment viewing time, make this work.
I will observe it, which means flicking around, because it'll start and the British Open should be done by then. If it were an American, then I'd be 1,000 times more into it. And, it is Lionel Messi, the best athlete ever. Why do they go male? Why not just go athlete?
I don't know.
Because I include Secretariat on that list.
I knew you would. I was just debating whether I was going to bring it up or you would.
In fact, I would love to see those two in a race.
Secretariat's dead now, but every once in a while you'll see someone will post the entire race from the Belmont on social media. Just randomly, I see it.
I remember like it was yesterday.
This is so great. And I have sat there and watched the whole thing and just like, wow, it's so close right now. I just can't believe Secretariat's going to pull away, even though I've seen it 20 times, and then Secretariat pulls away.
Yes.
There are people who are not going to watch because of the refereeing. Nope. It's been pretty badly officiated, Matthew says. Chris says this final is FIFA versus Spain. Chris is tired of all the calls Argentina's getting, or the no calls Argentina's getting, whatever it takes.
Just have an American referee. Why would he care?
They did. The semifinal was an MLS referee.
So why does he care? He may make a bad call, but it's not going to be from any political pressure, because that's what you're implying there.
Yeah, I think he's implying FIFA wants Messi there because the audience is bigger, because there are a ton of casuals.
They are there. Yeah. He's there. So that's good. Jordan didn't need to win the finals to set all-time viewership.
He's mad about the quarters and the round of 16 and all that stuff. Goals disallowed.
That means your team lost.
Egypt got robbed.
Well, Egypt, you go back in time. They've had some issues.
That was random. Ken, I'm going to watch the World Cup final. It's much better than watching the Jazz.
Well, Jazz aren't playing.
Catching strays. Jazz are all done.
It's July.
Last game tonight for the Jazz Summer League.
The Jazz.
It's all done.
Any random game in January? You got me there versus the World Cup final? Sure, there's a little different level of importance there. How about Jazz in the finals then? Well, it changes tune in a hurry.
Yes, that would be some must-see TV in Utah. The ratings would be off the charts. Viewership would be peaking.
The soccer stadium ought to have that on the big screen and have parties.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Everybody
should. Find a way to put that on the screen. Brian, heck yeah, I got bags of money on Argentina. 2 soccer balls.
Well, I assume you can bet on that. Can you bet on everything else?
Everything else, yeah, right?
Yeah. The golfers have been talking about how they hear it now from the crowds way more about the gambling.
Yeah.
That barn door has been flung wide open to the possible highest level, and it's never going back.
Does not seem like there's any chance that would happen.
He's not a pro. Did you see Jerry Rice chase down the heckler at the Accenture deal?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jerry's still competitive.
Oh, yeah.
And why in the world would you go to an amateur golf tournament? It's amateur celebrities. I understand that. Yeah. On a beautiful day in Tahoe. They do it every year.
I'm going to start yelling at people.
And heckle Jerry Rice. Yeah. If it's something in good-natured, But Jerry Rice is not a professional golfer. I don't care if he plays it 36 holes a day. He's not a professional golfer. In fact, he's probably pretty good, my guess would be. But he's still not a professional golfer. And why would you do that is beyond me.
I've heard Pablo talk about people who gamble on soccer, and it completely befuddles him. The sport is so unpredictable. Goals are so hard to come by, and just one changes everything. But it's the thrill of victory, man, and then you start doing it, and then we know it can get serious, and you start trying to offset. That is literally one of the major reasons why I left NAU. There's a lot of gambling at NAU.
Where I was in my time, in my dorms, yes, and it was getting out of control, and I said to myself, you're not going to graduate if you stay here. And I literally left. And that is a major reason. So it is serious.
Pablo's going to join us at 9 o'clock. David Locke at 8:30. Bob Casper on the Open Championship. Some low scores being posted. What else is possible? We will talk with Bob next. Stay with us.